finally done. The draft is done. Broncos country, we're here to break it down. Woo. We'll tell you about the players who bring the power. This is horsepower.
That hits good, dog. I like that.
Dude, that was an awesome intro.
I like that.
Guys, what's going on, Broncos country? Sorry for delay. Hey, Kodiak's already back. He's on here, so we can go ahead and run it. But Broncos country, we got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about all sorts of things. The moves the Broncos need to be making, some undrafted guys that you should keep your eye out for that have potential to make the roster. And with time, I think we will get into this. Reviewing / roasting the rest of the AFC West drafts because some people want to say that we had like a C draft. They're crazy, by the way. But no, man. AFC West, we cooked them. And so we're going to get into that. So y'all be sure, guys, help us get to our milestones. Like, hype, join the chat. We got Kodiak now in here. Darian was first. We got T Fishes saying delay of stream. I'm sorry about that, but hey, we can give it back to you. Today's video also brought to you by Prize Picks. Use that code HMA. Play 5, get 50. How about that? So let's go ahead and dive into it, guys. I guess we should figure out what first topic we want to talk about, but maybe we open up with the Bo Nix injury concern, if there's any. I've been talking a lot about backup quarterback, but I'm interested. We can start with Kodiak and work our way around. Thoughts or concerns with Bo Nix with this next procedure? Would you make any moves in the quarterback room right now?
I mean, you kind of alluded to it. You think that you said something that I thought was really smart when you were on with Mike last week. I think you owe it to this team to do something more substantial at the backup quarterback spot. Like, you should still obviously plan on Bo Nix being the starter week 1. I don't think that's changed at all. I don't think anybody seriously would consider deviating from that. That being said, you know what? Stidham is a good backup. Mark had kind of said it in his video that it was kind of a tough situation for him to be put in. Now, he threw it backwards, so I'm not going to give him a whole lot of credit for that. That's the main thing you've been critical of him for this offseason, David. But, as far as making moves at the quarterback position, maybe. And I don't really have any ideas on where I'd like to go with the backup thing. But, yeah, as far as Bo Nix, I'm only going to get concerned if he starts to miss time during training camp, okay? If he starts to miss time during training camp, then sirens will go off in my head. But, yeah, I think for the short term, that's what I'm thinking of. Long term, we'll see. But, yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Jeremy, how do you feel about this whole thing? Do you think we need to add extra insurance right now or move on from Jarrett Stidham? You think Bo's going to be okay?
If you move on from Jarrett Stidham, it has nothing. I don't think it has anything to do with the ankle. It has to do with what we saw. Gassed him up in the playoffs, and then he came out and didn't perform. I don't understand why everything around surrounding Bo Nix always has to get blown out of proportion and be a big deal and all. It's like every single thing. And then he has to respond. People are like Zapruder filming his wife's Instagram. It's just like, guys, just calm down, everybody. And then he has to come out on his own Instagram, show him running. And okay, I think it's going to be fine. I'm not worried until there's something to be worried about. I think let's just, we don't need to be all, detectives here. If training camp starts and he's not out there, we'll know something's up. Until then, I'm not going to worry about it. But as far as backup happens, Sam Ehlinger, I have confidence in. I mean, the most popular guy usually in every team is the backup quarterback because, we have tons of confidence. And then he goes in and you're like, never mind, we don't. So I think Sean will make sure we have some insurance one way or the other that he trusts.
Now, Mark, I wanted to save you for last because you did some serious research on this in your video. And guys, go subscribe to Mark's channel. Links in the description with everybody else. But
yeah, I'm like 42 away, guys, from 2K.
Dude,
it's not that I care so much about the 2K. It's more like I just don't have to think about it no more. So get 48 bots to follow the accountability.
Yeah, but I'm curious, man. What do you feel like this injury is? And I don't know if these kind of out there ideas, people just respect you more when you bring them up because you're Mark. Maybe it's because I'm so goofy, but I mean, I got absolutely obliterated for bringing up the idea of Aaron Rodgers in my video. I think you dropped one around the same time talking about him as well. What was your reception? Do you think that's something that we should look into, man?
No, I just think you're a lot more popular than I am, man, to be honest with you. Because I got like 100 views on that video. So maybe they saw all the roasting that you were getting and YouTube like suppressed me to save me something. I don't know. I think the Aaron Rodgers situation was interesting because of the timing of everything. Like I never really felt like, okay, were the Broncos going to get Aaron Rodgers? Do I want to get him? Do I not? It was more like, this is kind of weird, right?
Yes.
Because everything, all the reports earlier were he's going to be fine for the offseason program, like the start of OTAs. And then you get this report that he's having a cleanup and he's not going to be ready for the start of OTAs. And at the same time, the Packers put like a unrestricted franchise tender or whatever, the which is really weird for like a veteran player that's 42 and to kind of like protect themselves from him not leaving. So when you kind of like started to follow the trail, it was a little bit weird. Ultimately, I don't think there was much that went into it, but I mean, I'd be lying to you guys if I told you I wasn't concerned about Bo Nix's ankle. I'm not concerned so much about it this year. I think he's going to be fine. Like, just like you guys said, if he's out there for camp, that's really what matters. But the long term of it, you know, how sustainable is it? Is it something that's going to just continue to get worse? Is it going to start to affect his play down the road? And so, because, I mean, you're talking 5 ankle surgeries in 5 years.
That's crazy, man.
It's crazy. Like, it's obviously something that you got to be concerned about. And it could be one of those things where, like, every year after the season, he'll have a little cleanup to take some scar tissue out or whatever and move on maybe. But, yeah, I don't know. And then this one is weird because I don't really believe the Broncos when they say, oh, this is a planned surgery.
Yeah, I don't either, man.
You know what I mean? Because it didn't seem like it was planned unless everything else that you guys said was like, you got bad information. Or maybe they just misspoke, right? Because it would make sense that he had to have a follow-up surgery to get hardware removed if there was a screw put in, which really led me back to like when Bo Nix came out and made his little emergency press conference and he was like, oh, it's, you know, in 3 to 4 weeks I'll be running. And I was like, 3 to 4 weeks? Like, that doesn't really make sense either, you know, because they have to put a plate in there. I don't know. I did a whole bunch of like rabbit hole stuff and looking into it and following some guys, like some actual doctors on Twitter, and then trying to figure things out. But ultimately, like, I think speculating is always, I guess it's not really fun in this case, but it's entertaining in a way, because you want to be able to like see, but ultimately we're not going to know much until he's out there. If he goes out there in training camp, he looks good. Great. I don't really know if it matters who the backup quarterback is, like whether it's Stidham or another good backup. Like our goal, we're in a Super Bowl window. Our goal is to win the Super Bowl. If Bo Nix gets injured, we're not winning the Super Bowl.
No,
it's not going to happen. And so I think it comes down to that. But I am fully on board now of the Taysom Hill agenda. I think we need to bring in Taysom Hill. I think it makes more sense now more than ever, man. It just like to be the backup quarterback or to be able to help in certain packages where Bo might not necessarily have to use his legs. He can give you depth at fullback, at tight end, on special teams, in the quarterback room, everything. But yeah, I think I'm all for that. But one last thing, sorry, I'm kind of ranting a little bit.
No, I love this. Keep cooking.
And one last thing is, dude, tell me this wouldn't be the coolest story ever. All right. So let's say there was a situation where, let's say we got rid of Stidham because he's just way too expensive and we rolled with like Sam Ehlinger, but we didn't really like believe in Sam. And then Bo Nix went down for like a few games and we needed a backup. What if he just signed Davis Webb and the offensive coordinator ran the offense on the field? I mean, he's only 33. I know it's crazy. David, but hear me out, dude. That would take over headlines. I mean, everyone thought Phillip Rivers coming back was cool. This would be insane. Like the offensive coordinator literally becomes the quarterback. I think that'd be pretty damn cool, man. maybe I'm tripping.
That would be a movie if they did that. That would be crazy.
This
That
is
is
a
a-
perfect May 4th.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely deserves a
Conversation.
bro what, LOL. But like, because I guess what really got me thinking about is it would have been awesome to have him during that COVID game where we couldn't start any quarterbacks. But I do wonder if that is legal. Like,
Well, remember
they were talking about doing that?
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
they were going to have the offensive quality control guy. I don't remember who it was, but he was like a second string quarterback at UCF for a couple of years that year. And they were just like, okay, we're going to throw him in there. And then the NFL was like, no, you can't do that. We're all like, up yours.
Oh, so you can do that. Okay. Because I do remember that. I was like, yo, that would have been insane.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a little bit different because I don't know. I think the NFL, they just kind of make rules up as they go. And
Yeah.
they did during COVID, but yeah, I don't know.
Let me ask you guys this. If let's say we got the number 1 seed like we did last season, something happens, he's going to miss the playoff run. You have 2 weeks to prepare. I'm going to give you 3 options for just the playoff run. I'll go with yours, Davis Webb. Obviously knows the offense inside and out because he's calling the offense, but he hasn't played in a long time. Or I'm going to give you Tom Brady coming out of retirement because he can't, even though he's a Raiders owner, which he would never come to our team. But let's just say for this scenario, Tom Brady, Davis Webb, or Drew Brees. Who do you got?
Tom Brady.
Wow.
No doubt about
I
it.
would take
Tom
Brady,
Brady
Yeah, Brady.
would piss off Raiders fans so much if he came to Denver, man, and won us another Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
Could you
man?
imagine if he won his 8th ring like that? But I mean, I saw him in that flag football tournament. That dude was lasering. He's crazy, dude. He
Yeah.
built differently, man. Yeah,
Dude,
that'd be
yeah.
insane. Hopefully we don't have to
Breeze,
have that conversation.
Breeze shoulder shot, man. It's done.
That's true. That's
But
true.
I would
was
take-
thinking Breeze because he would comfortable with Sean and all that. But yeah, you're right.
I think I would still take Aaron Rodgers above all them, though.
I mean,
Aaron
in a weird
Rodgers,
way,
really?
it makes sense. Like, I don't know why people were cooking you for it because it's like, dude, there's a lot of merit to this. There was at that time evidence pointing to like it being a possibility. It's way too big of a coincidence that like all that timing ended up happening at the same time. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I was. So I was like, maybe they were trying to get Aaron Rodgers. And why the hell wouldn't he want to come here?
But then Aaron Rodgers would be like, I got to have my best friend, Nate Hackett.
No. Yeah.
Nate Atkins. You'll settle for Nate Atkins.
We would. Yeah, you can have Nate Atkins. That's fine.
But I have another option. Nobody watched this video, so nobody probably cares about it. But I'm curious. Brendan Sorsby, I think he's going to declare for the supplemental draft. And so here's the thing. Gambling addiction, whatever. We've done it with Awazarike. But, there's some
Shout out
scouts
Bryce.
that said he could have been a first-round pick had he not returned to college football, but he got a big paycheck from Texas Tech. But I think the NCAA is going to be done with him. I think he's a really good talent. What pick, if you're the Broncos, would you bid on to have him as the backup quarterback? I think that means that you would carry 3 quarterbacks this year because you can't rely on him to just get up to speed this quickly, having missed mini camp and OTAs and all that stuff. But I think he would be a really nice long-term, like viable long-term backup quarterback. So my question to you is, you got to give up a pick next year in the compensatory draft this year. What are you bidding and why? Kodiak.
Dude, I'm not bidding anything. Okay. As fun of a story as this would be, this guy is potentially in federal trouble. Okay. I'm just not willing to take that on. Now I get it, oh, thank you for the super chat. I think that's on my channel, Spoomster. Thank you. Y'all ever buy a jersey, fly out to a game week 1 and lose the game single-handedly due to the player you're wearing a jersey of?
No, that's never happened to me.
It's never happened to me.
Wait, what?
It's never happened to me.
That would be
He flew to
insane.
Denver. So Spoomser flew to Denver week 1 against the Raiders. And then the guy who single-handedly lost the game was the guy he was wearing the jersey of. And he got
Perfect.
booed out of Mile High by Colorado and Raiders fans. I don't know who's the player. Let us know,
God.
Spencer.
Well, was it Will Lutz when he missed the field goal, or
I was about to say, because the only time I remember us playing them week 1 recently was 2023. And, like, you could blame a lot of people for why we lost that game. Damari Mathis?
Damari
Why
Mathis.
do you have a Damari Mathis jersey?
What? No
Nice.
way. He was getting shredded by Jacoby Myers all day
Dude,
all day
Lil
long. And
Toast.
also, wait, David, pull up his rap album that he released.
Oh,
Pull up his
God.
rap album while he was getting injured by Carolina.
dude, Lil
But
Toast.
respect that you had a Damari Mathis jersey on. That's pretty rad.
Yeah,
That
for real.
is
I mean,
insane.
listen,
Dude, just
I
now,
like
now
that
you can make
kid
it
too.
Dobbins. You can just put Dobbins on the bag. That's probably what he did.
yeah, exactly. But no, as far as
Yeah,
Source
burn
like, this dude is potentially in like federal legal trouble. I'm not taking that on. Okay. I think that'd be a little too unserious, I think, in our window for me to like want to take that on. Now, if we were a shitty team, if we had no hope, if we were like Arizona or whatever, I'd be like, whatever, knock yourself out. 6th round, 5th round, even 4th round, I'd be fine with. But yeah, no, I don't care how good of a talent he was. I'm not willing to roll the dice unlike he was.
Wow. Well, okay, before we get to Jeremy, here it is. Here it is. Called Forever Solid. I think I disabled the audio for copyright reasons, but here's his track list. Come Up, Chicken Man, Trim Talk, Honey Mustard, Down Low, Hardest Me, Surgical, Future Flow, Ocean Shores, OTD. What does OTD mean?
I don't know.
All right.
There wasn't
that
one
was a fun
called
tangent.
Road by Jacoby, was there?
Well, I'm going to have to listen to this and give you all a review next week on Damari
Please
Mathis'
do.
wrap up, Lil Toast. But yeah, it looks like Darian was also at that game. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
But Jeremy, are
Yeah.
you on Kodiak's side or are you spending a pick on Brendan Sorsby?
I mean, if it's a late round, I would maybe consider it. And that's if Sean really looks into him. But yeah, I mean, that's assuming that's all taken care of. Because obviously you're not gonna put anything out there if it's gonna go for waste. But I've heard people say 3rd or 4th round, and to me, it's like you just saw in this draft how valuable. Like, would you rather have a backup quarterback prospect who's in trouble, or would you rather have Jonah Coleman? You know what I mean? Like, those are valuable picks for the Broncos. So it would have to be later for me.
Mark, where are you going with this one?
Yeah, I wouldn't even entertain a claim. I didn't know he was going to the supplemental draft. I wouldn't even do it, dude. For all the reasons Kodiak listed, but also, could you guys imagine if the Broncos did put a supplemental draft trade in? Everyone's going to be like, Bo's ankle's toast.
Oh,
They
good
know
point.
he is.
Didn't even
blah,
think of
blah,
that.
blah. Like, you think it's bad now? Oh, my God, dude. If they put in a draft pick, even if it was a 7th rounder for Sorsby, people would lose their minds. And then all the speculations would start happening about Bo. So, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll be a hard pass. But I am fascinated to see. And I'm curious if he would actually get suspended in his first year, or if it was because it didn't happen in the league. He could actually technically play if a team wanted him to. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seems like Mike Florio, I don't know. He's got a good gauge on this legal stuff. He thinks that it wouldn't impact him. But again, the Terrell Pryor stuff, I don't know. There is a little bit of a precedent. But guys, I don't care what the narrative is around Bo Nix, dude. This guy, we'd have no shot of getting him in the 27 draft. I would bid up to a 4th round pick on him, to be honest.
A 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
See,
yeah.
that's insane,
For
David.
a
That's
long term backup
Dude,
quarterback.
Listen, let's say he had a solid year and he was ranked like, I don't know, a 2nd round quarterback that went in this year's draft to whoever, like Carson Beck, for example. Taking a quarterback in the 4th is an unbelievably stupid thing that any team can do, bad or good. Like, it's just dumb. So yeah, I'm good. No, you got me a little triggered. You got me a little triggered with that one.
Dude, nobody wants Brendan Sorsby except me. I feel like I'm the only one in Broncos country that wants him, but it has nothing to do with Bo Nix as much as people want to say it would be. But nonetheless,
Did you see the irony real quick? Did you see the irony about the whole Sorsby thing? Like, DraftKings set a line about where he was going to be drafted in the 2027. I'm like, dude, how do you expect college kids to not gamble when you're like all you're doing is shoving gambling down their throat to the point where you're now setting a gambling line on where the kid that's potentially like facing federal charges for gambling is going to be going in the NFL. It's absurd, dude. It's
And the guy
absurd.
has inside knowledge of where he would probably go, so he's tempted to gamble.
Hell yeah. He's like, oh, screw this, man. I'm already in deep shit. I might as well try to make a buck.
He's his third cousin to start placing some waivers, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
or some wagers.
Crazy.
If it was
That's
like
insane.
Jameson Williams, where he just placed a bet on some random sport inside the facility and that's why he got suspended, okay, whatever. But this is a dude who literally bet on his own team while he was at Indiana. Okay,
I have no concerns about his character.
I mean, in 2022, what's it called? He probably just bet against Indiana, and that was like printing money. Like, remember who was that corner on the Colts? I think it was Isaiah Rodgers or something like that. But I remember he bet the under on Zach Moss's rushing yards, and that was like printing money that year because Zach Moss sucked. But yeah.
Oh man, that's too
Crazy.
funny. Okay, well, I guess we can end that segment. Seems like everybody has united around no Brendan Sorsby here. Let's talk about some free agency, man, because I don't think we talked about that after the draft last week. Let's all go around. We can start with Mark this time, work our way around. Do you want to see the Broncos add to any specific position in the post-draft free agency? And if so, who is the ideal ad for our Denver Broncos to get us over the Super Bowl hump?
Yeah, so I did like a really in-depth breakdown of the roster, kind of graded it with like a point system for each positional group. And really the main reason is to say like where I'd like to see depth or development. I kind of came to the conclusion that right now, I don't think I care to see them sign anybody. I mean, if they do, like Cam Jordan would make a lot of sense. That'd be awesome. Or maybe like a better swing tackle if one becomes available. But I think right now, give as many reps as you can to the guys on your team. Let these guys develop, see how camp and all that goes. You always see rosters flip and guys, get cut and re-signed during camp anyway. So I think right now it's like just roll with the status quo and kind of see what it is that you got. It doesn't really make sense to do it now or later anyways. But if I'm going to throw a couple names, Cam Jordan would make sense. We mentioned Taysom Hill. He's somebody. And then there was a swing tackle who's still available. I don't know if he's injured. I forgot his name. I could probably
Matt Pert.
Well, it's funny because he's a swing tackle. He was drafted actually in the 6th round by New Orleans in Sean's final year there. So there's a little bit of a fit, but like he could bring a little bit of a veteran presence and experience to that room. Should you want to get rid of Matt Pert, but otherwise, I think right now probably just rolling with what it is that we got. But I'm curious what you guys think.
Jeremy?
I feel the same way. Like, I felt like they actually, we'll see how it ends up, but I think they did a really good job addressing kind of their weaker points in this draft. The defensive lineman, we were thinking Cam Jordan. Well, they addressed that first. The tight end position, they drafted 2 guys that I really like. The linebacker, we got 2 guys, one an undrafted free agent and one with Mr. Relevant pick that I want to see guys play. And if you bring someone in one of those positions that's a veteran, then you might stunt their reps. So I think let them get a good early look, and then if you need to reassess it. But yeah, I'm totally with Mark on that one.
Kodiak.
Yeah, I'm, not to just keep repeating after you guys, but you know what? I'm going to make the case for Taste God. Okay, I know that a lot of you guys are on board with Taysom Hill right now, and here's why. You're getting depth at, like you said, every single position. You're getting depth at tight end. You're getting depth at quarterback. You're getting depth at even he can light up in the backfield for you as well. So I think if they are going to add a veteran, like you said, gun to your head right now, who are you signing for the Broncos and who do you think would actually add something unique to this team? I'd go with Taste God, because as much as I love, the idea of adding like a Cameron Jordan, I think Taysom Hill just adds something unique, and it would be fun to see him in the modern era Sean Payton, with a modern era Sean Payton team. I know that he was with Sean Payton for a long time, but it's been 4 years or so since 2021 when Taysom Hill was, with Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints. Then obviously Payton took the year off. But yeah, I think Peyton or Taysom Hill would just be a really fun addition to this team because last year, 4th and 1 against New England, you give that shit to, well, I was saying at the time you should have given it to Prentice, but you give that shit to Taysom Hill, man, there's no way that drive stalls. Okay. You in the red zone, think about how many problems we had, especially early in the year. Taste Gods could have solved a lot of problems there. So, yeah, that's the case for Taysom Hill.
Yeah, and as Jeremy's saying here, no one's left in the itty bitty stitty committee. Oh my god, Taysom Hill's a great one. I'll argue today for David Njoku. I know we got 2 new tight ends, Dallin Bentley, Justin Jolie. We love those guys. But guys, I was doing the breakdown earlier today on the roster, on the 53-man roster. We can still keep 5 tight ends on this roster, man. We can figure out a way to get it done. And David Njoku, he helps this red zone offense. He might not be the spring chicken he used to be, but you know what that man still does? Get open in the red zone and catch touchdowns. So, yeah, they say he's, not the best run blocker. I don't care, man. PFF doesn't know what they're talking about in that respect. He's a better blocker than Adam Troutman. I'm just saying it out there right now, man. He's got to be better. So I would hate to see him go to the Chargers. He's going to be stuck behind Charlie Kolar anyways. I think you make him the pitch on, hey, you got the opportunity to come here and play a little bit more. And you might even be a starter if you become, I don't know, if you're a Mr. Nice Guy or a good listener, you might overtake Adam Troutman. We'll see how it goes. But Hill's a great addition for that as well, Kodiak. I would agree. But it's going to be crazy if, guys, the only free agent signing that we have in Tyson Anderson gets cut, man. I think that's a totally realistic possibility that he gets cut.
I didn't even think about
What
that.
What about Cole Kmet? I mean, have we forgotten about him? Is he just like not available all of a sudden? Because the second Sam Roush got drafted there, and I got over my feelings. I cried a little bit. I was like, dude, is Cole Kmet available? Because I'm calling him and I'm saying, let's make a deal. Let's get it done. Because that's a legitimate upgrade to this tight end room. I mean, it gives you an array of pot. You can keep 5 tight ends. You could cut Evan Ingram if you wanted to.
Dude,
you could do a bunch of things.
We got close to $20 million in cap space.
Oh yeah, and that's not even like if you cut Stiddy, you're gonna save $6-7 million. So it's like you can easily have more. Your draft class is not costing you shit either. So,
Yeah,
dude, I would reach out and say, what are you guys looking for him? Because
what if they want Riley Moss?
Straight up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do it.
I
In a
would.
second. But
I'd make him attach a 4th so I could spend it on Brendan Sorsby.
And immediately spend it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Man,
no,
I love Cole Kmet here. That's a great idea. I don't know why the Bears are so stingy with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe they want to run 13 personnel. I don't know.
I was about to say, I think the point of taking Sam Roush up there was, all the draft analysts talked about, 13 personnel is taking the league by storm. I think the entire point behind that pick was so you could get Loveland, Kmet, and Roush on the field at the same time.
Mhm.
Same with the Rams drafting, what's his name? Claire. Because then you could have Parkinson, Ferguson, and Claire on the field as well. I don't know.
It could be.
So is it 13 personnel or 31 personnel with the 3 tight ends? I always
13.
forget. So who's our 13 personnel?
No, we would never run a 13 if we did. I think we ran it a couple times last year, and it was usually Frank Crum that was a third tight end.
That's so
Maybe
funny.
like Frank Crum, Troutman, and Atkins, and they're running the ball because no one's going to catch that. So yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean, this year it'll be hopefully Dallin Bentley,
Yeah.
and Justin Jolie,
Yeah.
and Evan Ingram.
There you go.
That'd be a little more fun.
It'd be a heck of a lot of fun. Well, guys, shall we get to the draft reviews?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, guys. So, we graded the draft last week for the Broncos. We crushed it out of the park, but we gotta be paying attention to our rivals out in the AFC West. And so today, guys, you're gonna get an objective, unbiased review of just how disastrous all of our AFC rivals drafts were. Let's start with the worst of the bunch, the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, hopefully that's shared. You guys can see that there on the screen. Let me scroll down a little bit. So you want to talk about their
Damn,
draft.
they got a lot of people.
Dude, they drafted like 20 guys. Fernando Mendoza, then Traden Stukes, safety, Kieran Crawford, edge, Trey Zune, center, Jermod McCoy, cornerback, Mike Washington, running back, Dalton Johnson, Arizona, safety, Hezekiah Massis, cornerback, Cal, Malik Benson, 6th-round pick out of Oregon, wide receiver, and then Brandon Cleveland, defensive tackle from NC State in the 7th round. Guys, I need y'all to speak up. Let's hear what is the worst draft pick the Raiders had here to start off their draft. Anybody feel free to go.
I don't really know a lot of the guys, but the ones that I do know, I think are really good. I mean,
No,
I ain't gonna lie to
unfortunately.
you. Like, I think the Raiders cooked. I was really when I saw it, I was like, damn. I thought they did pretty good. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I'll pass it to Kodiak about Traden Stukes. I know he knows more about him following Arizona. I think didn't Hezekiah Massis go to Arizona at 1.2, or was that that was the Ephesians. That was the other crazy
and Zach
sick
Davis
name.
both went to Arizona. Yeah.
And then there's also Dalton Johnson, who I know I think you were pretty high on. I think maybe it was you that said you liked him more than the other guy. I don't know, but I mean, Traden Stukes, I remember a lot of people talked about him. I thought he was good. Maybe he was a little bit earlier than people had anticipated, so that might be like the worst one. And also, they're a really bad roster, so taking a safety over maybe other positions that would have needed, maybe that's the one I could be critical of. But dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously Mendoza, well, we'll see, but that's the obvious good pick. Kieran Crawford, I think, is a really good edge. Trey Zune is one of my favorite O linemen in this draft. Jermod McCoy could be the steal of the draft, obviously. We've talked ad nauseum about Mike Washington, and Mike Washington to them makes sense because he complements Genty pretty good. Like, I think Jonah Coleman for us is better, but I thought they did really well, man. I'm not gonna lie. I want to shit on this draft, but I can't.
I will for you.
for
Or
it, yeah.
Kodiak, were you about to cook up a roast?
No, I wasn't about to cook up anything. The only thing I will say, you're never going to find me slandering Traden Stukes or Dalton Johnson. Even though, you know what, Traden Stukes, I'll do it right now. Thank you. Loved you in your time as an Arizona Wildcat. Thank you for getting that amazing pick against Arizona State last year. But you're old as shit and you were born at 9/11, so we don't want you.
Oh, yeah. We can't have you on the team. Here's the thing, man. Fernando Mendoza, he won't even be going close to first in next year's draft, right? You look at Jermod McCoy, man. This guy might never play. He won't ever play football again. Terrible wasted pick. Mike Washington Jr. is a fumble machine. And, so when you're spending picks on guys that aren't going to play and fumble the ball, just another, a disastrous draft for the Raiders. But, we'll see what happens. Plus, this guy's not even going to start at quarterback because he got Kirk Cousins, right?
That would be
Probably.
interesting to see.
Yeah.
No, during the draft, I remember being in the Discord, and then I think they took McCoy and then Washington. I was like, I'm officially like annoyed with the Raiders drafting, just because like they actually did really good in value. I don't know who they got as their GM, but it's annoying now. They're officially
it's
annoying.
Spytech. He spent a little bit of time with us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I don't know. This is what annoys me. It's like, why do the people that we brought up, nurtured along the way, and then they go to like our rivals and then we have to play them? It's like, there should be some sort of compensation or something. Like, wait, you can go to the NFC or something, but like direct AFC competitors is just like so annoying.
I agree.
I think wasn't Spytech like super lower level front office job, and then he like went elsewhere, worked his way up, and then went elsewhere, worked his way up more.
Yes.
Something like that. But yeah, you know what made me think, man? Like, I'm not gonna lie, Baltimore backing out of that deal, I think saved the Raiders' ass, dude.
Yeah.
Because like whatever the hell Baltimore was picking, I know they went with Iwane, what's his name? Vega Iwane, but
Vega Wana, yeah.
dude, it would not have been worth it. Like they were definitely better off keeping Max Crosby, unfortunately, because I absolutely hate playing against them, but that might have been a blessing in disguise for him. I think they realized that.
Same.
And explain to me how Max Crosby is like, I want out. I don't want to be on the Raiders anymore. I've had enough. Gets traded. They didn't reject the trade. And then he's like, I'm back and I'm better than ever. And I'm so motivated. I'm like, wait, that would never work if you like left your wife or girlfriend and then you're like, hey, the girl I was going to go to, like she actually like kicked me out. So I'm back, baby. I'm like, I don't get that. Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't you just
maybe
be the next team I can go to?
Yeah, maybe if I was like paying the girlfriend that I left like $30 million a year, she'd be like, "Yeah, you're more than welcome to come back."
He'll be a Dallas Cowboy.
That makes it a
soon
little
enough.
bit easier.
I
Yeah,
still
but he
hope
would-
he's a Dallas Cowboy.
I hope
All right,
so too, man.
let's talk about the Chargers here. Akeem Mesidor, edge from Miami. Jake Slaughter, Florida center. Brennan Thompson, wide receiver out of Mississippi State. Travis Burke, offensive tackle, who we brought in on a top 30 visit. Genesis Smith, another Arizona DB. Nick Barrett, defensive tackle, South Carolina. Logan Taylor, Boston College, offensive guard. And then Alex Harkey, a local, forget if he's local, but he started his career over at CU. Offensive guard out of Oregon. There we go, guys. What did y'all make of the Chargers draft?
I think, you know what's funny? I think Mesidor fits the Chargers so well, but not because he's a scheme fit for the Chargers. The reason I think Mesidor fits the Chargers so well is because who lost in the national championship this past year?
Miami.
Miami.
Good point.
So there you go. You know,
It's a really
the
good
Chargers,
point.
they're always going to be second fiddle. Doesn't matter who's on top. You know, he was a great pick for them in that regard as well. And listen, you know, okay, Slaughter, I think that makes sense for them. Brendan Thompson is a speed merchant. He's a go ball merchant, even though he was only running go routes on like 15% of his sampled routes last year at Mississippi State. This thing is just not going to work in the NFL, okay? He's not lengthy. All he does is run fast, which fantastic, but the burner type usually doesn't do it, okay? For a team that is trying to get over the hump in the passing game. Like, cool, you have a burner, but you're not throwing haymakers. You're not throwing deep balls, especially with the way we know the Chargers want to play. Once again, you're not going to find me slandering Genesis, but either way. Oh, also, Chargers fans, you know, they talk about Bo Nix's age on Twitter or whatever. All 10 Chargers fans that are out there, okay? They always talk about Bo Nix's age. Is Mesidor not the same age as Bo Nix?
Yeah, they can't talk, they can't say nothing now.
Yeah.
They can't say nothing now. And it doesn't really matter because essentially, I don't know how old Justin Herbert is now, but up until his current age, he hasn't done anything either. So it doesn't really matter. You can just look at him like your quarterback's 28, and this is when his career is now beginning because I've won as many playoff games as him. So that's pretty easy to do. I think the Akeem Mesidor pick was good. I thought Jake Slaughter, I never understood that. I mean, even if he ends up being a good center, not a lot of people said he was the best center. Maybe he plays guard. They needed some interior guys. But at 31 seems a little bit rich. I felt like there were better options. I won't slander Brendan Thompson. I like him a lot. I mean, I get what you mean. Like he's just a burner. But by far and away, the worst pick of this entire draft class is Travis Burke in the 4th round. I mean, that's insane. Absolutely insane. This guy was like a project tackle, played at Memphis. I don't know, dude, 6'9". I don't know many tackles that have been that tall and you know, really been all that good. I think he needs a lot of seasoning. It would have made more sense for them to go with another interior lineman. Like at that particular point, I just felt like that was a little bit of a reach. But overall, I thought their draft was all right. I mean, it makes sense.
We'll be ready to cook Travis Burke when they, you know,
Yeah, because like
eventually
when
have
the
to go to
Broncos
him.
visited with them, I was thinking, all right, cool, like 7th round or
Yeah.
undrafted free agent. That was kind of like the projection on him. But I mean, this draft, dude, like the consensus board really meant nothing. So who the hell knows? But
Dude, it was the craziest draft, man. You know, Chargers did all right.
This is like a no more excuses draft for like their offensive line. They're like, oh, if we had a better offensive line, we had a better offense. Like you drafted 4 offensive linemen in one draft,
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
and a wide receiver. So if
which is smart.
Herbert ain't like, I don't know. To me, it's like there's no more excuses at this point. If they're gonna say, well, if you had a good offensive line, well, it's like you guys invested heavily
Mhm.
in the offensive line now. So I don't want to hear it. And I saw on Instagram they posted like that classic game of like Auburn versus Oregon. It was like Herbert's like senior season, and it was Bo Nix's first game in college. And Bo Nix had a couple bad picks, but then he came back and beat him in the end.
Mhm.
And everyone's like, that was the last time that Bo Nix ever has beaten Justin Herbert. It's like, dude, we were in the AFC Championship last year with him with a broken ankle, and he still went further than Justin Herbert did. And how many years has he had a chance to? And he has
Did we get swept by the Chargers again last year?
no,
we beat
but
them
he
week
didn't
18.
play,
Week 18, remember?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
so they can still use that
Dude,
sad
if
excuse.
Bo Nix goes 0 for 8 against Justin Herbert and he has, a Super Bowl ring and a much better playoff record, which he already does, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Like, let him be 0 for 20. I don't really care. If we're winning Super Bowls, that's the most important thing. But
All right. Let's move on to probably little brother here, even though they feel like they're big brother.
Nah,
Big
they low, bro.
trades. Let's see here. Mansour Delane. They trade up, I think, from pick 10 to go get him, corner from LSU. Peter Woods, they basically get in exchange for gosh, why am I blanking on the corner that they traded to LA? What's his name?
McDuffie.
Yeah, McDuffie. Dude, they drafted your guy, Kodiak, R. Mason Thomas, edge out of Oklahoma. Jaden Kennedy, safety from Oregon. Emmett Johnson goes to the Chiefs. Then Cyrus Allen, wide receiver from Cincinnati. And they end off getting Garrett Nussmeier, quarterback from LSU. I have no idea why he fell to the 7th round. And some of these other quarterbacks went ahead of him. I don't even know. But, guys, what did you think of the Chiefs draft?
I mean, it was a good draft for the most part, but personally, the first thing that I thought is like, couldn't they have just sat at 10 and got Delane? Like, why did they move up? And they gave up a 3rd and a 5th, I think, to move up.
Yes.
So it was like, that's costly, man. That was like, oof, okay.
Chiefs fans were very mad about that on their subreddit.
Well, because they had mocked him to their team for like a month, and they're like, oh, he's at 10, and they were comfortable with the player, but they're like, wait, we have to give up 2 draft picks to get the guy we already expected to get. So yeah, I get it, but that seemed to me like they had so decided on this guy, and then they got itchy about it, and they was like, oh, we got to go get him. And I was like, oh, I think you could have waited, but Peter Woods is maybe a little early, but like he's good. But I mean, overall, Emmett Johnson, your boy, Mark. Unfortunately, they always go like Mike Washington goes to the Raiders.
I know.
Emmett Johnson. So it's like, okay, well, we got Jonah Coleman, so it's going to be real interesting to see how it all shakes out, because AFC West got one of the 3, all those 3 guys. So, but I saw that was interesting. Hope he doesn't live up to your prediction.
Yeah, I know. I went from liking him a lot to hating him. The Mansour Delane thing, I don't have an issue with them. Like, if they liked him, trading up and getting him, I mean, who knows? I'm sure they had some intel that other teams wanted him. I always get really confused by this, and I get that there's a financial difference to it, but like, it's so weird when you trade a player for a 1st-round pick, right? And in this case, they traded McDuffie, and then you just use that 1st-round pick on a replacement corner. So it ends up being like you didn't really get that 1st-round pick is what it kind of feels like. And I get that you kind of have to do it, and I understand the $30 million a year, but it's like that for Chiefs fans might have been like maybe a little bit frustrating. Peter Woods, I think, I'm not a really big fan of the pick. I mean, he's certainly someone that could prove me wrong, but I never understood, like, okay, he didn't want to do any testing, but apparently he's like this super talented athletic freak, but he's not a productive player.
No.
I was happy they took him because I did not want him to fall to 62 and then have the Broncos take him, and then it's like so many question marks, even though it would have made a lot more sense then. So we'll see. I mean, it's tough to say it's a bad pick because if Spagnuolo saw something in him, that guy knows how to coach defense. R. Mason Thomas, we just had fun with the name. I mean, his name is a letter. That might start a trend. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you just start if he's a baller, you're gonna see some people named R. And then the Emmett Johnson pick really bothered me. It's a really good pick for him. I think he fits perfectly. He's gonna have a good opportunity there. He'll be a really good 1-2 punch with Kenneth Walker, unfortunately. But I do hope that he fails. And now, he went from Nebraska Cornhuskers to the Chiefs. Like, David, how much do you hate that guy?
Dude, I know.
Like, could you hate somebody more?
I'd rather be dead than red, man. So he's still wearing the god ugly colors. So
Yep.
yeah, man, I hated to see Emmett Johnson go there. I will enjoy still hating him. Peter Woods, yeah, man, I don't think he's going to be good. He's been less productive every single year he's playing college football, man. That's not a good sign. So, yeah, hopefully, Brett Veach has really been cooking in this draft in terms of not cooking at all because I think he's incredibly overrated. But, man, it kind of surprising to see the Chiefs say, you know what, man? We're okay with this offense. We're okay with these weapons. We'll see what happens, but I think it's good for Denver that they didn't address their lack of weapons
And their O-line.
Yes.
Like, I thought Garrett Nussmeier was a really good pick in the 7th round. I mean, that's great value, but yeah, I mean, that's actually crazy. They took a receiver in the 5th, and then they didn't even address tight end or offensive line at all. I know they did a little bit in free agency, but that's pretty
Dude,
crazy.
Their starting wide receivers are Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Tyquan Thornton, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, Crashy Rice. There you go. But either way, I just want to talk about this one pick. I know that I kind of had a little bit of fun with R. Mason Thomas, leading up to the draft, but I'm telling you, okay, this guy profiles as somebody that I flat out wouldn't have taken until like the 6th round. All right. First of all, he's a speed rusher, and his his 40 was a 4.67. All right. That is a huge problem. Okay. He also had a very bad 3-cone. He also has 0 run defense profile. So basically, you just took horrible Nick Benito. Like, that's just basically what you took early in the 2nd round. I didn't think any of those guys made sense. I thought there were still good edges on the board. Like, I thought Zion Young would have been really good. I really liked Akis, who went to New England. And R. Mason Thomas, he had no run defense profile to back him up at Oklahoma. He had a bad 3-cone time. He didn't test athletically that well, and he's a speed rusher. Now, if he was a power guy, I would have been like, whatever. But he didn't test well enough, I think, for that pick to be worth it. But yeah, no, I think across from Karlaftis, I would have gone with a guy who I think could be a little bit more dynamic. I just, R. Mason Thomas was literally one of my least favorite picks in probably the whole draft. And it's not, and I would have said that for any team that took him in the top 3 rounds. And the fact that it was the Chiefs who took him, then you know what? I'm cool with that.
It sounds like to me, based on y'all's feedback, worst draft goes to Kansas City. Best draft out of our rivals goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. Chargers, mediocre as usual.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think that's fair.
I think Chargers are last for me, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping that the Chiefs end up with the worst draft for sure.
Yeah, man, I hope so. I really do. Now, I do want to shout out a special, supporter of our shows, Big E Bronco. Dude, be praying for him. He's dying. He's got gallstones. Goodness.
Oh,
dude, I have a friend that's going through that right now. It's horrible.
Dude.
Ouch.
Jesus.
We hope our voices can soothe your pain somehow, but that sucks, man. I'm sorry,
Just,
Big E.
I mean, if you want to look at it on the positive, like, it forces you to eat better, eat healthier, which no, it's not fun, but if you have to do something because you have to feel better, then yeah.
Drink tequila, bro. It kills the gall right away.
Oh, dang.
Dude, Big E
Wow,
went
that's
from
amazing.
a size 62 jeans to 30.
Bro, that is incredible.
Well
Holy
done,
cow.
dude.
Well done.
149. That means your
Damn,
frame.
Biggie, you gotta tell it, man. What's that guy's name? That Kodiak you loved? That was 400-some pounds. That's still
Desmond
not in the
Watson.
league. Yeah, you need to have Desmond. You need to get with him and be like, dog, this is how I did it. You could just lose like 80 pounds, 100 pounds, and he'll be in the NFL. But that's
like
that's
going
amazing,
from-
man.
It's in 2 Kodiak.
Yeah, literally.
Dog,
That's
you
like
got to
going-
change your name to Small E Bronco.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, right.
Now we know where Biggie Bronco got his name. He said, "I can send you guys pictures if you would like." I think we're good on that, but hey, man, good. Hey, man, good for you.
No,
Dude, I'd love to
you
see
can send
you.
me. You can send me pictures, dog. But
You know
Before
what?
and after.
Yeah,
yeah,
all
you can
right.
shoot me the photos. But yeah, you got to change your name now to like formerly Big E Bronco,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Slimmy
exactly.
Bronco.
Slimmy,
Smalley Bronco.
From Big E
Slim
to
E
Slimmy.
Bronco.
from Big E to Slim E.
Yeah.
I love it. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah. Good luck with that, man. That's
Yeah.
that's tough.
Man, heal up. Guys, I guess before we wrap up, we got to do a collective prize picks together. We're gonna do that.
The over under of NHL goals is 16. The
Dog,
next game.
what if you changed you changed it, you made it 15.5 and you bet the over, you would have gotten paid out.
Dude. That
Wait, was there
the most
a high scoring
insane
NHL game today?
The Avs yesterday won 9-6.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
And
Dude,
I wanted
that's-
them to
that's
pull their
wild, man.
goalie so we could get to 10, just so it's like I don't think I've ever seen a hockey game where
Get to 10.
NHL playoff game go to 10, but
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go to NFL. We're gonna have some fun with the NFL. All right. We'll go through some popular ones. I'm gonna pick on y'all, and you tell me over under. All right, Mark. Sam Darnold, over under 36.74.5 passing yards.
Under.
ooh, but he lost Kenneth Walker.
He gained
That's a lot.
Emmanuel Wilson.
And Jadarian Price.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Him too. Well, you're going under.
I'm going under.
All right, Jeremy. Derrick Henry, over or under 1,274.5 rushing yards.
I'm gonna go under.
Okay.
Let's just hope.
I wish I could place a bet on Mike Vrabel, but Prize Picks is literally just these types of things.
Over and under 2.5 wives.
Yeah,
2.5
right.
Rossinis. Over.
Yeah, I wish I could bet on a paternity test of Diana's
Oh,
kid, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's already pretty much she's naming the kid after him. Like that's pretty
That's insane.
confirmed.
No Jonah Coleman ones yet, but we will get there. Kodiak, we're going to go with Ashton Genty here. He rushed for, I think, like 970 something yards last year or somewhere around that range. His over-under's at 950.5. Are you going over or under?
Actually, I see one that caught my eye a little bit more on
Oh,
the
okay.
bottom column, if that is okay with you guys.
Sure.
Bijan Robinson never fails me. Okay. If you draft him in fantasy, like I took him at the 101 a couple years ago in one of my dynasty startups, and I have just done nothing except reap rewards since then. And they didn't really add any meaningful weapons. Like I know that wide receiver 2 slot is probably the worst in the NFL now. Like they added Zachariah Branch. I know that they still have a couple interesting dudes there, but yeah, he has the other B Robinson backing him up. But yeah, Bijan Robinson is the Atlanta Falcons, and you know what? I project them to still have a lot of quarterback instability this upcoming year, which that might hurt his rushing yards. But you know what? I think he's such a god. They call him B God for a reason. I think he's going to hit this.
We'll see. Kevin Stefanski loves quarterback controversies, so he loves having instability there. And yeah, man, I'll go with the under for Ashton Genty. Just got this feeling. So guys, use that code HMA. Play $5, get 50. Links in the description. Put 50 on here, man. How about that? If we win, Venmos will be on the way. Let's hope
Dude,
we
we're gonna
win.
forget all of a sudden we'll get a Venmo from David for like $14. We're like, hell yeah, dog.
Like, thanks for playing Prize Picks with me, guys. Okay, well, what? This has got to
Nah.
be fake,
There's
right?
no
Yeah.
way.
No way.
Is
I
he
mean-
in the CFL?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Kimdiche.
Yeah. Yeah, Waddle definitely going over on yards. Okay, guys. Well, I think this about ends the show. Real quick, before we end, guys, tell us what's going on your channels that people can be looking forward to. Kodiak, we'll start with you.
Okay, well, I just want to start off by saying I am so close to 2,000 on TikTok. I'm literally within 10 or so. I think I'm like 5 or 6 off. I don't remember exactly, but go check me out there. But more importantly, the guy who is to the top right of me, he is so close to 2,000 on YouTube, which in my opinion is more impressive because growth on TikTok is a little artificial. Growth on YouTube, that shit's real. So, guys, make sure you subscribe to Marquee Sports.
Wonderful.
Appreciate you, man.
And Mark, you're very close to 2,000 subs. What else you got coming up?
Oh man, I don't usually plan my videos that much. It's easier around the draft. I kind of just am driving home usually, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna make a video about that because I thought about it, or I heard something on the radio or whatever. So I think we're just gonna keep doing more deep dives into the roster. I want to do a lot of film reviews again, and it's easy with NFL because I do have the all 22 film and they never give me any copyright, but anything else now that I use with freaking college, man, they just,
The worst.
now they're hitting it to where they just block the videos. I don't know if you guys are having the same problem, but anyways, hopefully do some film reviews on a lot of the players. Just talk about like what they did really well last year, where they can take a leap, get back into that. Always fires me up for football season. So we'll do that. And yeah, man, just gonna have a good time and try to grow this thing on TikTok too. But it's that platform gives me anxiety, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I understand that.
Well,
guys, thank you for tuning in, man. We wish we had some random CFL signing to talk about, but we don't. I've been checking Twitter. I don't see anything about that. Maybe
it sounds interesting though.
I mean, it could be fun, but guys, we'll be back next Monday. We are shifting the time. I think next week we're going to aim for 5 p.m. Mountain Time. It will help me get some extra sleep. So we'll see how it all goes. But be sure to have that bell notification turned on so you know when we drop videos and go live. Until next time, guys, go Broncos.
Go Broncos, baby.
It's finally done. The draft is done. Broncos country, we're here to break it down. Woo. We'll tell you about the players who bring the power. This is horsepower.